Welcome to K Ready with Miss Amanda and me, Punxsutawney Phil. Will I see my shadow on Wednesday? You know it's Groundhog's Day. More winter? Early spring? I'll tell you on February 2nd.
Hello, it's Miss Amanda from the Allen County Library and welcome to K Ready. Today we're drifting away a little bit from our 100 books to read before kindergarten because Wednesday of this week is Groundhog Day. So if you don't know what Groundhog Day is, it's a tradition that's been going on in our country for many years. And basically what they do is they have this special groundhog and his name is Punxsutawney Phil. Can you say Punxsutawney? Punxsutawney is a funny name, isn't it? But that's our groundhog's name. And Punxsutawney will come out of his little burrow because groundhogs live under the ground. So he'll come out of his little burrow, and if he sees his shadow on Groundhog's Day and he runs away, then that gives us a notion or an idea that we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter. Now, if Punxsutawney comes out of his burrow and he doesn't see his shadow, which means he doesn't get scared away, then it's supposed to mean that we're going to have an early spring. So what do you want? Would you rather Punxsutawney Phil, our groundhog, see his shadow, run away, and have 6 more weeks of cold weather? Or would you like for Punxsutawney Phil to come out, see that pretty sunshine, and enjoy the weather? Meaning we're going to have an early spring. I love snow, but I'll just tell you, after having a new baby, it's hard to get him out in these cold temperatures. So I am about ready for some warmer weather. Today, we're going to make a fun activity to celebrate Groundhog's Day. And our end product will look something like this. So we have some snow on the ground because it's still winter time. We have a burrow because groundhogs live in a burrow. Our Punxsutawney Phil groundhog is peeking out. We have sunshine here for spring. We have clouds here for snow. A little bit of grass because there is still grass on the ground. But we have had snow lately, and that snow likes to cover up those grass blades. So let's get started on our craft today. This week, your bag includes all the things that you'll need to make this activity. You will have to have some scissors, you'll need some glue, and you may need some crayons or markers. So in your bag, you have a blue piece of paper, and we're going to first start with the sunshine. So in your bag, just take everything out. We have a green rectangle. You have a brown mound or burrow. You have what I have been calling a bumpy rectangle because you have 3 straight sides, but that top little side is going to be bumpy like snow. You're also going to have a square of white. You're going to have lots of these. There's 4 yellow rectangles. And let's see what all is in here. You've got 2 different size hearts that are brown. You have a yellow circle. And you have a set of eyes. And you have some groundhog teeth. So, with all of these pieces, we can create our own Punxsutawney Phil coming out of his burrow. And I've also included a fun little word recognition groundhog sheet that looks a lot similar to our end product craft. So first, let's put together the sun that is on our page. The sun consists of a yellow circle and 4 yellow rectangles. So in one of the corners over here, we're not going to go up too high because you want your rays to kind of stick up. But to one side, we're going to glue down the yellow circle. Moms and dads and caregivers, as you are doing this activity, just kind of start asking your child, what shape is this? What color is this? These simple clues will help your child begin to recognize that these colors and shapes mean something. I'm now adding my rays of sunshine, and these are made of our yellow rectangles. You're going to have 4. So one's going to go off the page. We'll have another one up here, here, and then to the side. See if your child can count to 4. How many rays do you have? It's a great lesson on just being able to recognize that each ray means something, and we're adding them together to have an end product of our sunshine. And I got one more ray hiding over here. All right, so we have our sunshine. On the opposite side, we're going to have a cloud. I didn't give you a cloud. I gave you a white square because I want you to use your scissors and practice cutting a cloud. Now, parents, if it's easier for you to first draw the cloud and then have your child cut that out, that's fine. But if they just want to start making their cloud by themselves without any guidance, that's great too. See what they can come up with. I like to twist my paper as I'm cutting my big fluffy humps, is what I like to call them, because clouds are fluffy, aren't they? And you can kind of make little noises going swoosh, swoosh as you're cutting, and that kind of helps the kids, you know, finish their product. So we have a little cloud here, and we're going to glue it on the opposite side of our sun, somewhere over here. And I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. A little bit of glue will do. And we will glue that down just like this. So we have a sunshine and we have a cloud. The next part, you'll need your scissors again. Pick up your green rectangle, and we're going to cut blades of grass. Now this can be, again, parents, if you want to draw lines on your rectangle, you can. But I think if they can just get started cutting little blades of grass like this, we're creating smaller rectangles within the larger rectangle. They can add as many or as few as they want. I like to sometimes make them pretty big, and then if I want them to be smaller, I'll go back and divide each of those little rectangles in half with my scissors. Whatever your child wants to do is a-okay with me. So mine's gonna be pretty simple, but those little small cuts gives us the illusion that we now have grass. You're going to match the straight edge of your grass or your rectangle to the bottom edge of your blue paper. So whenever you glue it down, it's going to partially cover the sun and partially cover the cloud, and that is just fine. I don't have much glue left, so I'm just going to add a little bit here, but I would encourage the kiddos to really add as much glue as they can, especially to those edges, and that will make it stick very nicely. So it's going to look like that. Very good. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is add our burrow or our mound of dirt, and it's just like a half circle with a straight edge. This is going to go in the center of your picture, partially covering up that grass that we just glued down. So flip your burrow over, grab your glue, and add glue to the edges of your burrow. And then match the straight edge of your burrow at the bottom to the straight edge at the bottom of your page. Try to meet that magic middle mark so everything looks kind of even. It's coming together. Now we're going to add our snow at the bottom, and that's what I like to call our bumpy rectangle. It's got 3 straight sides and this bumpy top. That replicates snow. I've never seen snow that was kind of flat on top. It's always a little bumpy. So add your little strip of glue, match the bottom edge of that rectangle to the bottom of your page. So now we have the background and the foreground. In our background, we have the sun and the cloud. We have grass. In the foreground, we have the burrow and the snow. Now we're going to put together our fun groundhog, and it consists of two shapes that are the same. We're just going to invert one to make it the shape that we need it to be. But they're two brown hearts, and as you can see, one is larger than the other. The larger heart is going to be turned upside down like this. The shorter or the smaller heart is going to go like this, so that when you turn it around, let me do this so it looks good. Once you match the middle of the heart to the bottom of the other, it's going to look like a little groundhog. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. Like that. There we go. So we're going to put the smaller heart behind the larger heart. The larger heart, the bumps are pointing down. The smaller heart, the bumps are pointing up. So first we're going to glue these two together, and then we'll glue them down at the same time as a set. So match the bottom tip of the large heart to the middle of the bumps to the smaller heart, making sure that the smaller heart is behind the larger heart. We'll just add a little bit of glue. I'm just doing a little dot of glue like that, and then I'm matching the two again so that it looks like these little humps on the larger or on the smaller heart, it's going to be the groundhog's ears. Okay, so once you have this, we're going to then add his teeth. The teeth look like this. He's buck teeth. He likes to chew on wood. The teeth are going to go below here at the bottom of the two humps. And there's kind of a line there. So if you match that line to the middle of those humps at the bottom, that will make great teeth. So add a little bit of glue on the back of this to make the groundhog's teeth. So it will look something like that. Very good. Now the groundhog has eyes, of course. You've got a set of eyes in your bag. Some of your eyes may have eyelashes. Some may just be regular eyes with really big pupils. They're all a little different, and that makes them all unique. My eyes kind of make me think that my groundhog is not ready to come out, because look, he looks kind of tired, doesn't he? He's ready to go back to sleep. We're going to glue this down now to the middle of your burrow, and then we'll add his face, his nose and stuff here in a second. I'm adding just a little dot of glue. Mine's going to be kind of looking this way, so it kind of looks like that right now. And then I'm going to get a marker. Alright, so he looks kind of like that. Now we're going to add his nose here, which we're going to make into a heart, and then his whiskers. So to draw a heart, you just have a hump here. You have another hump that meets down at that little small point at the bottom. Color that in. And then I'm going to have 3 whiskers per side. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And here is my finished craft. So this one, you can tell his eyes look kind of tired. I'm not ready for spring just yet. I want to stay in my burrow. For this one, because its eyes are bright and those lashes are up, I think this one's ready for spring. What do you think? Show me your finished groundhog pictures. I would love to see what your groundhog is ready to do. And make sure to stop by the library. I'm going to show you some groundhog books here in just a second. And until then, have a great day. Don't forget to stop by and get a craft kit. They go very quickly. I've made 15 for this week, and they'll probably be gone by Thursday. So really make sure to stop by, make an effort to stop by and get your craft pieces because they don't last long. All right. Happy Groundhog's Day, and I will see you again next week for K Ready. Goodbye. We have several Groundhog Day books that are checked out, and they include Groundhog Day by Gail Gibbons, Groundhog's Dilemma by Kristen Remenere, Punxsutawney Phyllis by Susan Leonard Hill, Substitute Groundhog by Pat Miller. So make sure to put these on hold if you'd like to check them out. The ones that we have in stock right now are Mr. Groundhog Wants a Day Off, as well as this one right here, the Groundhog Day Book of Facts and Fun.